Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Lois, and welcome back to Age of Engineering. In the last episode, we did a couple of things around the base. We were working on calculator mod. We got some blocks with the calculator mod so that we can start working towards getting more things for later, and specifically conduits, because we are getting really close to the EnderIO age, which is kind of amazing because that's going to give us a lot of fun stuff, specifically better item and power transportation. That is what I am most concerned with. But at the end of last episode, we went over that direction and we found an end portal. Now, I'm standing outside the house because I've been doing a lot of work between episodes, because I have finished the house. All the glass is in place, all of the floor is in place, the walls, everything is built up and secured and lit up, and everything is perfect in here. It's exactly how I wanted it, and we're going to be moving in like a couple episodes probably. I have been getting a bunch of seed oil because we're going to need a good bit of it, and yeah, the basic thing is that we are going to start working today doing two things. So we're going to start working towards EnderIO, excuse me. But then the other thing that I want to start working on is I want to go to the end relatively soon. And I want to go explore the end. So this chest in the middle is full of a bunch of stuff that I got from the dungeon. And I took as much as I could. We got some blast protection, this really cool enchanted book, some more enchanted books, the Eyes of Enders that we use. We're going to need some more Eyes of Enders. There was exactly two, there was two things of Ender Eyes in the portal, so we're going to have to get 10 more Ender Eyes, which means we're going to have to go to the Nether so that we can get some more blaze rods and all that kind of fun stuff. Now, for the time being, let's go ahead and throw that guy in there and charge him up. And kind of while we're waiting on that, I want to go ahead and start getting some things together. So we have a broken spawner and a spawner shards, which we can use to get a spawner changer later. So we can make this spawner something else, or we could use this spawner. We could stabilize it with draconic cores much later, much later, or we could use a soul binder to get a broken spawner that we could then use to get a powered spawner. Which it talks about in this, and that's how we can get basically whatever we want spawning. I think something that we're going to do with that is probably wither skeletons, but I don't know yet. For now, we're going to put this stuff in here. See, mob heads can go in there. We have enough ender pearls to do the things that we need to do. It's just a matter of getting... I realize the bees are in the other dimension, aren't they? It's just a matter of getting the rest of the stuff that we need for the blaze rod, the blaze powder is what I'm getting to. So we have a whole bunch of saddles. We have some more enchanted books. The bat wings. I actually don't know how you can get these, but the uses for these is to make the wings of the bat. Which are just another, it's another way to fly. But once we get to the angel ring, it's not really going to matter. Let's go ahead and put those in there. And yeah, so I'm just going to put the bees in here. So the thing that I'm going to want to work on today, so I didn't go get any of the stuff, the obsidian, so that we can make the reinforced stuff. But what we're going to want to do today is we're going to want to make a couple machines and start working towards getting the stuff together so that we can go to the end. We'll probably go to the end next episode. I think that would be good. So I need to cook all of these up again, don't I? So that we can get some gears. No. That's not how you make gears. Actually, it probably is, but there's going to be an easier way. So I have a whole bunch of some bronze large plates. There we go. So that we can make some more machine casings. The what are they called? Sturdy casings. These guys. So we need bronze gears, which requires steel and copper. I don't know how much copper we have. We're gonna need 3 plus some steel. I've got a bit of steel. I think I've got one more block that should be cooked up by now. Yes. So yeah, we're gonna try to make a couple machines. And that is not how you do that. It's like so, and then copper gives you the steel mechanical pieces, and there's the bronze gears. So we need a little bit more bronze. One day I will fix the steel and all that kind of fun stuff, but we need some bronze plates. We're gonna need actually a little bit more bronze than I have. Unfortunately, we don't have any more copper. Alright, so we're only gonna make 2 of these for right now. So that will save us a little bit of supplies, because we need to make a couple other things. And while we're processing all this stuff, because it is going to require a lot of power to make all this stuff, we're gonna go do some other things. So the main thing that I want to work on today, other than trying to get, the thing that we're trying to get is the thermionic fabricator. This guy, which requires a little bit of gold and some glass, pretty easy, plus a chest, which I actually have. So let's go get the rest of the stuff together, and we should be able, 3, 4, and then 3 glass. So it's something like this, and then the sturdy casing once we have it. That's weird, the chest doesn't have a texture. But basically I want to make the thermionic fabricator so that we can work on getting the rest of the stuff that we need in order to make get the EnderIO stuff taken care of. So I think we need 2 of these taken care of, something like that. And hopefully I don't need too much more copper. And then that and that. That will empower, and we'll get our machine frame, our sturdy casing, and then we can use that to get the machine chassis. The biggest thing is whether or not we're going to have enough power for all this. Now, we're also going to want a lever. Do I have any levers lying around? I don't believe I do. I do. Okay. So we have that. And then this takes, what, 2 million? We should have more than enough. So let's go ahead and make another. Because we're going to need that for a machine chassis. So we'll take this guy, make the thermionic fabricator. So there is the first step. And we're going to just put this right here, I think. Put our connector and our wire wired up, and then the big thing that I want to do is you need to put redstone power on this. That way it doesn't use power all the time. It should be completely disabled. Maximum energy, it's not getting any more energy, it's not using anymore, which is good. So in order to make the machine frame, machine chassis, I keep saying the wrong words. The machine chassis from EnderIO requires a sturdy casing. Not too bad. We're going to need some iron bars, which isn't too much of an issue. EnderIO always uses a lot of iron bars. We have a good bit of iron, so that's not a problem. And we're going to need to make a couple of these machines before we can do too much. So I mainly want 2 to begin with. That is kind of the goal. We might go get some more copper because we need literally 1 more piece. So you know what? Let's take a block of copper and 3 tin, and that'll give us a little bit of bronze. We turn that off right now. And then we're also going to need an iron casing, which you guys have seen before. We're going to need advanced alloy, carbon plates, lots of stuff. Do we have anything? Currently, no. Oh, hey, that's where I keep my batteries. Alright, so we're going to need to grab some coal. If we need 2 carbon plates, that is what? 16 coal? We're going to want 2 of these to be, so let's go ahead and get enough. So we'll crush that up and it will be fine. So the other thing that we're going to need is a basic capacitor, which requires the copper electron tubes, which is redstone ingots from calculator, which scientific calculator, not too bad. It's a little expensive. We'll make it cheaper later. And some glass and copper. So we are going to need more copper. I guess I'm just trying to think what's going to be the best way to go about this. Let's just go real quick and grab some more copper. The other thing that I want to work on today is getting a crossbow so that we can take on the Ender Dragon a little bit easier. And I don't have my hammer. So we can take on the Ender Dragon and explore the end and all that kind of fun stuff, which, like I said, will be next episode, because we need to go adventuring more, just because, honestly, it's one of those things that I just want to adventure more. So we need our hammer. Might as well go ahead and grab our sword. I put it in the wrong place. It actually emptied it out. That's fun. I didn't realize that that machine could take power out of anything. But oh well, we don't really need our sword. I do want to sleep before we go, just so we don't have any mobs when we come back. And we just need a little bit of copper. Not that much, so we need like 5 plus, I don't know. We're gonna need more bronze, I realize, because we're gonna need what is it, 6 bronze, so that we can get all of the the bronze plates for the advanced alloy. So that is a thing. That's just mostly stone. One of these days I will make this unbreakable. I don't know how many modifiers. I don't think it has any modifiers currently, so I'll probably have to add more modifiers or level it up more. Is that still a thing? No. Okay. So we'll have to add more modifiers, all that kind of stuff. But I think the next floor will be a good one. That scares me every time. Actually, right here is fine. So just do one of those. I want to make sure there's no darkness. And I just want copper. It's all we need. So everything else can be kind of put back, and that was nice and easy to get 15 copper. Copper is relatively common. It's just I haven't been mining all that much. I need to mine more, but we'll get there. Something else we're gonna have to figure out in the next couple of episodes. We might take a little bit of time before the next episode, before we go to the end, to take a look at what kind of what kind of materials we want to build our house out of. So here is the carbon. Get that compressed down. We have bronze plates. And you know what? If we have a block of... Okay, we have a block of bronze. Let's go ahead and we'll turn this into a bronze block, and we'll cut it up be quicker to get all the plates that we're going to need. How are we doing for power? We're doing fine. So there is all the other stuff we need for this guy. And we should have enough power, hopefully. Yeah, we have enough power. We can put this stuff in here. Now the other thing we're going to need is some buckets of seed oil, which I've already made quite a bit of seed oil. We just need to do this. And let's see, we're going to need steel plates. We're going to need, let's see, 6. Do we have any more steel plates? We have 7. We're going to need 1 more. I guess we'll do that. Actually, no, I want to keep that as I can. You know what, let's just go ahead and throw a single ingot in here. And we'll take the one out. Just so we can get all the steel plates we need for the stuff. But yeah, we're gonna have to decide what kind of material we want to use for the base. I am kind of thinking maybe using there's the bronze plates. Maybe using like marble or something. Maybe there's a good chiseled marble or something we could use. I don't know. We'll kind of look through all the stuff and see what we can find. So we're going to need iron plates and tin plates as well. A block of each of those. You know what, let's go ahead and grab a block of coal coke so that we can cook stuff up. So block of tin, block of iron, so that we can get plenty of advanced alloy. And one of these days I'm going to have a nice system so I don't have to worry about making more of this stuff, like a nice system to get power for applied energy, not applied energistics, that mod right there, industrial craft. Oh, it's really hard to do commentary sometimes. We have 3 extra copper. Food is also going to become an issue relatively soon, just because I haven't really cooked up any food, and I don't know what kind of food is going to be the best to use. We could always try, I mean, we have plenty of stuff. There is something I want to look to in the calculator mod that's going to help us get a lot of food, but I don't know how well it's going to be. So we need like 4. Let's get a block of iron, and we need our scientific calculator so that we can make some redstone ingots. Easy enough. We're going to need some, I think we need to use the thickened glass, which is just glass with a little bit of sand. And that's easy enough. And that gives you 4. I think that'll be enough. Plus we are going to need, I believe, just 1 more piece of glass. Now I should have stuff I can cook up in there. And I realize we're going to need more iron so that we can get more machine casings. We're going to need 2, so we need basically 2 more blocks. And hopefully that's pretty much all we're going to need. So there is that. Go ahead and do one of these, get a bunch of mixed metal ingots, which we can then place in there. We have our steel, we have the carbon plates. We just need to get the machine casings and the advanced alloys. So we almost have this guy, and then black quartz and more iron. Another block of iron will be enough. And I'm really going to have to go mining relatively soon. Probably, oh, a little bit of lag. Probably not between episodes, but soon after. This requires 4 each. So we are going to need to power up another redstonia block. which requires 4 million RF to make. We are very slowly, so we have 2 million. So we'll see if we have enough. We can start working on some other stuff while we wait on that if we need to. So 2, 2, 2, 2, something like, actually it's the other way around, isn't it? Yep. And then those. And we have our iron plates so that we can make our machine casings, carbon plates, steel plates, and 2 advanced alloys. Gives us the advanced machine casings, and then we just come over here and put that there. So there is the iron casings. Those things are so expensive to make, and then that goes there. And all we need now is the capacitors. So once we have, let's see, we need 10 copper, which we definitely have. We should be able to make the things we need in here. So if we put glass in here, we can't because doesn't it need something else? It needs clear glass from environmental tech, which is sand and nether quartz. Okay, that's easy enough. We can do that pretty simply. So just pop one of these. We can put that away. We'll need to make plenty of that later. But for now, wow, we need to go get more nether quartz as well. But that's okay. Enriched sand. There's the thickened glass we needed. And let's put some of the stuff away that we don't currently need, like the copper and the iron plates. If we want to empower this guy, we need ardite, rose red, garnet, and resonating redstone. Ardite, garnet. We don't have any resonating redstone, do we? But we can make that with 4 redstone and a shard. I love the animation on that. By the way, just the how the shards actually like change based on how many is there. Beets are one of the best ways to get rose red. We're probably going to grow a lot of beets later when we have the ability to with the garden cloche, but that is a little ways off. So put advanced alloy in there, and we should be able to make over here. So we put the clear glass in here. Now it's still probably going to be using, it is going to be using power. So we need to basically power this on and off later, but this requires thickened glass, copper, and redstone ingots. And now it's going to use the power to heat up, melt the glass, and then it will make our copper, which I realize we only need 2 of these. So, like, we only needed 1 recipe of that. But then if we turn that off, it should stop using power. And yeah, these guys are getting close. We're at, let's see, about 6,000 times 4. We'll need a little bit more, I do believe. But we can go ahead and sleep for 1. But we should be able to make the capacitors now. We only need 2 for now, so I made a few extra copper. What was the other thing that goes into this guy? Enriched gold. Okay, enriched gold is easy enough. We have a little bit that we can go ahead and cook up. We're going to put this up here. And what's the way to get enriched gold again? We have to smelt it. or stone separator can get to us directly, but just gold and redstone. Okay, easy enough. And we should have everything we need. So there is the capacitor, or rather the enriched gold. Go ahead and grab this, and there's the basic capacitor. So that will allow us to make our very first machine chassis. And once we have a little bit more power, is this out? We need more slime. Now before we go get more slime, I do want to grab... Do I have any shears? I don't have any shears, do I? So we'll grab 2 iron, and we're going to make some shears so that we can get some leaves. This is going to come up in just a second, so we just want some of these leaves, and then everything else can just be broken down. And hopefully we'll get some purple. But this green congealed slime will allow us to get a lot more power. We'll turn it into this normal slime balls, and then we'll turn those into the slime blocks. And then that will give us a little bit more power, a little bit quicker. Because this is 144 at 360 RF per tick. So that's pretty good. We need to clean out our inventory a little bit. We'll go grab the rest of that stuff in a minute, but we're going to need some wood, some sticks, and some blank patterns. And I'm going to throw that wood in there as well. So we need to make a crossbow. That is the next order on our list. And the first thing we're going to want is some fletching. I do believe we need fletching. And we'll put that in the pattern chest. And go ahead and make, let's see, it's 2. Some slime leaf fletching. So that is some stuff that we're going to want for very soon. But I want to go ahead and get rid of the rest of this stuff. That's all we needed for the slime leaves. So just break all those. We'll come back out here in a moment. Hopefully we'll have some more stuff. So we have the fletching. That is the first part. Now I was looking through the book, the materials in new book, and there's a couple of different things we need. So we need some bowstring, which we can use basically whatever we want, but it looks like it doesn't matter. So we're just going to use string. I don't know how much string we're going to need, but we're going to use string. And we need to do this. Put that in there. Part builder, bowstring. And yeah, so there's no modifiers or anything like that. It makes the bowstring. So there's that. We're going to need the last I think that we need to make is the bow limb. And the bow limb we're going to make a stone one so that we can cast it out. So we're going to need some gold or aluminum brass. You guys know the drill on that. And the last thing, actually there's one last thing that we're going to need to make. What am I looking for? Aluminum brass. And I've decided to make a cobalt bow limb because that seems to be the best. It's actually really good for a lot of different things. Now we're going to need how much? It is 432, so that is 3, right? Yeah. 2, 3 ingots, easy enough. I think between episodes I'm going to go to the nether and start working on getting a bunch of different things. Get some more nether quartz, get some more ardite cobalt, and get the blaze rods. So these are all full, so 8, 16, 24, 32. We're about 35, so we're getting close, but we're not getting much more power right now. So we can get a little bit more power with these guys. We can take our sword back finally. And I realize that the machine chassis is probably finished, so we just drop that on the ground and pick it up, and we'll get our trophy. So we have achieved the 5th age, the Ender Age, and that is going to allow us to do a lot of fun stuff very soon. So we'll put this actually right over here, and that is going to be the last stage that we actually progress through here in the overworld with the moonwalking sheep. Alright, so let's go ahead and get a little bit more stuff done. We can put the shears away. And do I have any more? We have a little bit of slime that we can go ahead and make some more stuff, some more power. So this is another 100,000. We should be actually good to go. So we'll put that there. That, and this. So that'll empower. One of the big things that the main reason we're going to be moving to the I don't know that I've mentioned this all that much, but the main reason we're going to be moving to the mining dimension, not only for Eternal Day, but more importantly, I want to go there so that we can use solar power and not have to worry about too much. So that is hopefully not doing anything. It's not heating up, so it shouldn't be using any power. That will empower relatively soon. We can get another thing. We just need our other calculator. I'm going to put the machine chassis in there. We'll get to it maybe later this episode. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But let's get some more enriched gold. Let's go use our IC2 power to cook that up. And this should be empowering relatively soon. Should be done soon enough. I don't think it matters if it doesn't like immediately empower, but we'll deal with it as we need to. So there is the Cobalt's limb. Now the other thing we're going to need is an arrow shaft, and I think for this, bone is going to be the best for our crossbow. So we need a bone arrow shaft. That's a knife blade arrow shaft. So we make that, and we're gonna need some bones. And then we're also gonna need how do we make? I wish it showed how you make the bolts. I think it's just an ingot that you need to put on top. We need bones, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's see, we need bone arrow shaft, and the reason I want that is for the splitting. And then we're gonna cook this up, turn that off. Don't need the limb anymore. We'll put the bone arrow shaft right here, and as soon as we are ready, once we have manulin, we will pour that on there. So, do I have any more slime growing? No, not yet. Trying to think if there's any other RF power we could really use right now to try to just speed this along. We're getting some power from our one machine, so that is good, but let's just grab as much slime as we have and just try to get as much in there, as much power in here as we can. So do that. But there it goes. So we have the empowered redstonia block. we're going to be using so much of this stuff because we're going to need a decent amount of capacitors. That is probably one of the hardest things with EnderIO is getting all of the capacitors because of the empowered. So there is the other basic capacitor. We can throw these guys in here. And is this done with that? Nope. But we should be able to go ahead and throw that in there and get another machine chassis. So this can be used. The first things that we're going to be making with this is the sag mill, which is pretty easy. We're going to need a piston and then the alloy smelter. And it really is just a bunch of iron. So we're going to grab those, and we need a redstone. We're going to need a bunch of iron, and we're going to need a piston. So 4 of those, 3 of these. I took 5. So there's the piston. We're going to need 2. We're going to need 2 things of, I think 3 furnaces actually. I could use the ones I have already just because I really haven't been using them all that much. But we need food, by the way. What's some food we can eat? We could bake potatoes, we could bake rice, we could just make some bread. That'll be fine. So yeah, there is just so much to do. But we're almost ready to make our first machine. So we have that, and then we need 3 flint. And I think that'll allow us to make the sag mill. And then the other thing that we're going to want is the alloy smelter. Awesome. So we have both of those machines, and those machines are going to be really useful very soon. So we are going to need to, I'm going to need to get some more power, get some more, a lot of things. More power and more ores before we can really do too much more. But we have our first EnderIO machines, and those are going to be used to basically make everything we're going to want. So we're going to want to get like item conduits. We're going to want conduits. That is the big thing. We're going to want item conduits, which require pulsating iron, which is just a matter of alloy smelting iron and ender pearls. Easy enough, but it does require a decent amount of power. And then we're also going to want energy conduits, and eventually we're going to upgrade them to the max, but that is going to be a while. But the energy conduits just require iron and redstone. So easy enough, it's just a matter of getting a bunch of it. And then the other thing it needs is the conduit binder, which we've looked at before. The biggest part is wood pulp, so we need the sag mill or the carpenter. Either one works. We'll probably use the carpenter just because we can make a good bit of that pretty quickly. And then with the conduit binder, we'll need gravel and then CF powder, which requires small stones or stone dust, which we can get from the thermal centrifuge just by doing that. Or if we get the small stones, that is from calculator from extraction chamber. So that is kind of why we did all the stuff that we did. So we'll get there. But we have our manual, and let's go ahead and pour that out. We need another ingot. Easy enough, but kind of annoying. And then the other thing we're going to need is we're going to need to get, so if we look at this guy, the crossbow requires a tough tool rod and tough binding. So let's look up tough, and they give you extra durability, and then I believe the handle is what we also want to look at. So I'm not entirely sure the best way to do that, but we'll find out soon enough. So I don't know if it's going to count as a handle or just extra. But I think what we want, blocking, yeah, let's see, crude. Really don't care about things, so I think something that might be good is something that's going to give us more durability. Like, when I say durability, I mean more like not necessarily this durability, but an effect that will give us some good durability. Blocking blocks fire damage and sets the attacker on fire. That's kind of cool. Otherwise, we just find something that has a good modifier and good durability. Well established could be good. Cold-blooded. Again, I think it will only affect the actual crossbow and not the like bolts. Shocking, holy. Yeah, most of this isn't that good. We could do stiff. The steel is not good. Constantin is not bad. I think what we'll want is honestly Ardite for the tough binding, and then Cobalt for the other parts, or we could do you just do wood, but I don't think that'd be very good. So let's get Cobalt and Ardite for these guys. Just in case it does actually affect, it does consider it a handle. We'll want, let's see, we'll want Cobalt. No, we'll do Ardite as the handle. So I need 3 of each. Anyways, so and we need to do these one at a time. So we'll do Cobalt as this. So there is the Bone Manolin bolt cores. We just put that there with our fletching, and we get 77 ammo, 9.72 damage. So that's pretty good. And basically, as soon as this smelts up, we will have our crossbow. Because we can just go here, hit crossbow. So bowstring, the bow limb, and then the tough binding and tool rod. So yeah, that is going to be good. So while we're kind of waiting, I want to set this guy up. We're going to put him there, and I want to remove this, and we're going to remove the centrifuge as well, because we don't need that. And we're going to put him down and connect him to power. And we're also going to want to grab, and here there's a bunch of capacitors. So I don't know what is going to be the best. Good, hungry, and chance, hot, good, insatiable. I believe insatiable. There is a method to it. Premium smelting. I think that will be good. So if we put this in here, yeah, it has a much higher RF tick and all that kind of stuff. We'll kind of deal with it as we go. And then we're gonna want our other machine as well, our sag mill, and this is gonna be probably a what sounds good? Insatiable, incredibly insatiable. Simple crushed. Unremarkable capacitor. I don't know what's the best to use, but let's use this one. Doesn't really matter all that much right now. I'll figure out what is going to be the best ones, but we can just hook this guy up as well. and we'll throw this guy. So it goes from 20 RF with 100,000 to 100 RF with a ton of power. So these guys will take a while to charge, but we can start making the stuff we need to get all the things we want. Now the other thing is the sag mill can actually crush our ores as well. So that's a decision that we'll have to make, which one we want to use and all that kind of fun stuff. I think diamonds are going to be better. So if we look at diamond ore, you can smelt it for a single diamond. You can crush it in the crusher for diamond dust, which you need to use an enrichment chamber to get diamonds. So it does technically double the ores, but it's a little bit harder. Or we could use the alloy smelter will give you 1, or the sag mill will give you a chance of 2 plus some coal powder. Honestly, the best way to get this might be to wait as long as we can until we can't get the crusher from extra utilities. I don't know what's going to be the best, but one other thing that I want to talk about real quick is we are going to want to do some solar panels relatively soon. So let's look at how difficult those are. We're going to need the solar panel controller tier 1, which requires empowered palace blocks, a lot of them. So that's going to require a ton of power. So we might not be quite ready for that. We'll probably want to make a capacitor bank first. One of these guys, which is going to be a lot of basic capacitors, but eventually we can upgrade them and make some really good stuff. But these store, I guess those only store 1,000,000 RF per 1,000,000 RF, while this stores 4 million. So I don't know what's going to be this. The second one stores 5 million, and that's not too bad. That's 8 capacitors, whereas this is 4. That's even more. So it might be best to try to get, let's see, it'd be 2 double layers, that's 4. So 16 capacitors for that, plus electrical steel and a vibrant crystal. That's not too bad. I think we might go with that for power storage, and just 1 vibrant capacitor will last us for quite a while. Let's get some more slime, and yeah, then getting the solar panel. So we need to get the tier 1 controller. We'll want a tier 2 later, but that's going to be a lot more power needed. So just a single tier 1. It does require the solar cells, which requires octadic capacitors. So that is actually a little ways off. We're probably going to want some other sort of power in the meantime. I might look at extra utilities for that. See if there's anything we can make decent power with. But we'll figure something out. So let's get some slime power going for now. And let's see, this should be ready to get. And we'll make our crossbow and end the episode off. And then the big thing that we're going to be doing is next time. Let's real quick look at generators. There is the halitosis generator, which generates power based on dragon's breath, which is pretty good, but it requires the dragon being alive and all that kind of fun stuff. The overclocked, we can use block of coal coke. It makes a ton of power very quickly, but it's pretty bad. Potion generators are pretty good. We could just use water bottles and get 100 RF per tick, but we could also make something like Splash Potion of Second Chance. Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Greek Fire. We can look through this and see that, hey, like, what is this? Splash Potion of Harming. Instant damage 2. Makes quite a bit of power. So Potion Generator is an idea. Ender Generators. are not bad either. We can make ender pearls pretty easily. Frosty generators, if we wanted to get like a snowman or something, or I don't know if there's a way to get packed ice. Vacuum freezer, that's about it. How about ice? Compressor, snow. Okay. Culinary generators. So that is a potential. And then we just make things like, I don't even know what would be good to do. We could make like, I don't know, EnderIOs. That's not a bad power source. I just don't know what would be the best food source to use. Pears. Pear leaves, which require a sickle. That is not that bad. And then we could like get, I believe a pear sapling is something you make. Tanzanite, endstone, and amethyst. So you need amethyst. That requires a stone separator, which I believe is something we can get relatively soon. Yeah, we can get a stone separator. And is that the only way? Stone separator. Yep, it is. Okay, so we can get the amethyst sapling, and then tanzanite sapling does require an atomic calculator, which is age 8. So we can't do pairs, but maybe a culinary generator would be something good to look at relatively soon as well. So next time, like I said, we're going to go exploring. We're going to go to the end and deal with the Ender Dragon. But for now, we have a pretty good crossbow. We can... So you have to hold it now. I don't know how I like that. We can speed that up, I believe, with redstone. So let's take a look real quick. If we put that there, so our draw speed is 2.48, and yeah, it will reduce the speed considerably. To 2 seconds, and that is pretty much all you want to put on the actual crossbow. And then we can go even further, and yeah, use a lot of redstone, but that's fine. So now if we take a look at this, it will draw a lot faster, and we can reduce that even farther. So I will tell you guys what. Let's end the episode off here. Next time we are going to go to the end. We're going to kill the Ender Dragon, and I'm going to work a little bit between episodes, getting more supplies, start working on getting a little bit of get food. That is something I want to do. And start working on looking at maybe a culinary generator to just get a bunch more power being made, and then we'll kind of go from there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!